Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, it's Catherine from Moonstarlodge. Have we got sound?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You stop and start over?
No, it's all right. Shit happens. Anyway, it's Catherine from Moonstarlodge, and I'm having a woo-woo day. You can please forgive me, I hope, for going way out on a tangent here. It's fourth quarter of Setting Sun Woman, and I spoke the other day, I believe on the Instagram videos and on the Facebook videos, of legacy and preparing for the next 7 generations, and the sounds of the tractors going up and down our road with the farmers harvesting. That's all part of this month, and one can't escape these concepts. So I'm bringing you a reading for September 19th to 25th, and I'm using a number of very interesting decks. I'm using the Shaman's Dream, which I often use. I'm using the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian Tarot. I'm using the Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. We'll put it right side up. I haven't used that before. I'm using the Divine Feminine with, I referenced this the other day. It's by Megan Watterson, and it relates to goddesses, including Mary Magdalene. I'm using the Magdalene Oracle again by Toni Carmine Salerno. The Language of Light by Karen Jarvie. The Peace Oracle, which I have used before, by Toni Carmine Salerno and Layla Williams. And finally, the Tarot of Light. And this is also Karen Jarvie and Toni Carmine Salerno. It's not a particular love fest with Toni and Karen, but it is. It's a message, or a series of messages, which in the last 24 hours have rather blown me away. I only just received the Tarot of Light yesterday from, of all places, Book Depository in England, and I somehow gapped when I ordered it. I thought it was an oracle, and it isn't. It's a tarot. When I put the cards out for myself last night, I could not believe the messages, particularly when paired with the Oracle of Peace. So in my thoughts and prayers and meditations this morning, I asked Spirit about doing a series of readings from this. It's a deviation from the indigenous teachings, but really it isn't. I'm not using the medicine wheel, and I'm not talking really about the indigenous clan mothers and grandmothers. Rather, it is the light, the source, the thing from which we all emerge. So, Brian, you can flip the camera, thank you. So these are from the Tarot of Light down here. I have one card each from the Oracle of Peace, the Divine Feminine, the Shaman Oracle, the Language of Light. This is the Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. This is the Brotherhood of Light, and finally the Magdalene Oracle. All right, I'm going to talk through this and reference the cards in a bit. We start with a Major Arcanum card, the Wheel. the number 10 position. And this is speaking in this deck of breakthrough. It's manifesting a breakthrough. Normally we think of the Wheel of Fortune as it's going to go the way it's going to go, 50-50. But Tony has stepped it up a notch here and pulls in the concept of a breakthrough from expectations about where things are going. This is highly significant. We move to the Page of Stars here. The Page of Stars is the same as the Wand suit. So this is a card of curiosity, seeking that which is passionate, seeking that which is divinely inspired. This is the fire element. It's also spirit. So we are having a breakthrough into something which is allowing us the sense of freedom away from the dogged behaviors of putting everybody else ahead and being the parent and being the money earner. We are going on a journey to the stars. Now, this is the fire element, as I mentioned, but it's also hopes and dreams. In order to process these passions and spiritual intuitions and downloads, we need the retreat. This is the same card as the Hermit in the Major Arcanum. It's about meditation. And of course, this makes sense when we're moving in the fourth quarter. We're letting go of that which distracts us from moving in a passionate direction and going to a place of inner contemplation, meditation, and connection with Source in a way that is balanced. We have the Three of Stars. Again, this is the same as Wands. The Three of Stars is visions. Visions of direction. If you think of the Three of Wands, the person has standing there with the staffs in the regular Rider-Waite, and they are looking at where they are moving. So this is all about movement in a new direction. Why? Because this direction leads us to the universe, the same as the World card in a regular tarot. So this is karmic in nature, it's expansive in nature, and it's not just about us. We have the King of Stars. So here's another Stars or Wands card. So passion, fire, and spirit. And this King of Stars is defined as the alchemist, taking things which exist in our normal three-dimensional plane by mixing them together in a knowing and exciting way. You are creating something which moves you out of the third dimension into the fourth and fifth. This is very shamanic in nature. This is like the magician, only take the magician up several notches. And finally, we have the card, the Path. And this is so profound. This is the final epitome of where we're going. This is like the Chariot card. So all these cards are upright. They all came out that way. They shouldn't have, but they did. And so now let's clarify them. So here we have the Unity card. The Unity is combining us in the Sacred Three here. Unity with us and Spirit, us and the collective. Here we have this unity. Unity within ourselves, our animus and anima, the male and female self, our mind and spirit. So we are thinking through the heart and feeling through the mind when we are in a place of unity. So it's unity in all its absolute possible manifestations. The goddess for this particular week through the 25th is Machig Labdron, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. She is validating the unity of heart and mind here, and body and spirit, and all of these aspects that have duality, letting go of our ego and moving into the light. So it's matching lab drawn. The shaman card here is Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. And that's sitting here just above the retreat card. So being in a place of rest and renewal gets us ready for the path. The inner voice card. This is a magnificent thing. This is pulling the light down through to our physical self from source. And this is recognizing our authentic soul voice. Completely in alignment so far with everything that we've touched upon. The card that might make some of you not very happy is Tarantula. And Tarantula relates very directly for the new moon that we're building toward. The new moon of Weaves the Web, or Grandmother Spider Woman. This is a connecting with, it's about connection. It's connecting not only with her in anticipation, but it's recognizing the interconnectivity of all life forms. Everything on the earth has spirit and is connected equally. Call it pantheism, call it panentheism, but it's the divine order of the all that is, the great mystery, Wankantanka, call it what you will, but it is that source from which manifestation flows. If you have felt disconnected, if you have felt alone, you need to call on Tarantula Spirit to get you in alignment with all these things that are happening. This very old white brotherhood Egyptian tarot of the light, this is the Queen of Swords, their equivalent. And this Queen of Swords is all about analysis, but not analysis paralysis. This is being able to cut the crap away and the what ifs and the shoulds, and making sure that you're very clear, because you've done the meditation, you've been in retreat, you've rested, you've called in your inner voice. So taking on the attributions of the Queen of Swords is extremely important. The final card here kind of blew me away. It's the Messenger. That's the word messenger is the real meaning of the word angel. Now, angels have no free will. They are emissaries from source. All cultures have angels. Whether the cultures have a theological association with angels is immaterial. These aren't beings who are theologically or Christian associated. Most cultures on the earth have them, and they utilize them in similar ways. So these are messengers from source. When you're calling this information down, you're utilizing a messenger. But you're going to be receiving a message, and it's a message about this path. You can flip the camera, Brian. Some weeks we have stinky messages that are hard for me to deliver, and others we have messages like this. We've been on a series of messages recently which say to me that there are agencies of change in the universe which move beyond what's going on in the world. I think Spirit has heard our calls about the wars, the climate change, the disparity between those who have and those who have not. All of these things, economic issues, political issues, Spirit is saying, okay, here comes the tsunami of light and we're moving in a new direction. I always post a picture of these readings, and especially on Facebook and Instagram, just so that you can go back and have a look at these or share the image to your own page. This is important. I have only had time enough to just gloss over the basics of this message, but I really hope that you can take the time to really pray into or lean into what Spirit is asking you to do and not be afraid to allow this goddess, Machig Labdron, to help you away from your ego fears that would stop you. We're all on a collective, connected course. Anyway, if you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you always get notifications. I would appreciate if somebody sent me a coffee. The link is below. And leave a comment. I always like to answer your comments and start a dialogue. Have a wonderful week. Oh.